Today we'll be starting with the level 1, in which we'll be learning about the basic knowledge of UI, like what is UI and why UI designers are needed. We'll be having several examples for it too. So first we'll be talking about that what is UI. Basically UI is how people interact with digital things like apps. It's buttons, screens and how they work together. Right? Let's take a small example for it. Let's take an example of Instagram. Here we can see that there are many of the buttons like edit profile, promotions, ad shops, insights, email. You can see in the image, right? We have many of the buttons, we have many of the images, right? Which defines that this is the image, which defines that this is the button, right? So this is UI, right? Let's take one more example. These things are done by the UI designers. They create these wonderful designs by their own mind and creativity, and to make it actually work, the web developers code the same design that they get from the designers. UI designers make things look good. Web developers use their designs to build working websites and apps. Correct? Now we'll be talking about that why UI designers are actually needed. So we'll take a small example for it, correct? So let's suppose that I already have my coffee brand called Coffee Crafters for 2 years, right? But now I want to make a website for my brand and I don't know how to make it, right? So I'll hire UI designers and web developers to design my website and then make it actually work and present my website to the real world, so they can order coffee, they can view our brand, right? So the work of a UI designers is to create a design, and the work of a web developer is to take the design from the UI designer and actually code it to the real world. UI designer, to be a UI designer, there is no need of code. Like there is zero coding in UI designing. Just understand this. We just have to design the website, right? So what does UI stands for? Okay, user interface. Just learn and understand that UI stands for user interface, which is called the full form of it, right? User interface means the user, how user interacts with your website, right? So now the main thing, the normal thing, which is what is the role of UI? UI makes apps easy to use. So first thing is the app should be easy to use, like Instagram's icons for liking, right? We have the heart shape to like the post of anybody's, right? UI helps users interact smoothly. It should be smoothly, it should not be so rough, right? Like a friendly guide, right? It should be a friendly guide for all age groups. It is very important to be a friendly guide for all age groups, right? Now, we are completely done with our level 1, which was quite fun. Let's start with our level 2. And in the level 2, we'll be doing, we'll be understanding the basic tools of Figma and what is Figma, right? So let's start. So first we'll be doing the introduction with Figma. Like what is Figma? So basically Figma is a user friendly design tool for creating websites and applications collaboratively online. No coding needed. Just understand there is no coding needed in UI designing. Figma is the common tool. Just understand that the common tool of UI designing, website designing is Figma. There are a lot of tools like Adobe XD, but for a beginner and for a advanced level, the common tool and the creative tool will be Figma. So at last we have to use Figma as a beginner, and as an advanced level also we can use it, right? So now there are total 12 basic tools in Figma. So first we'll be learning the basic tool 1. Now I want every one of you to sign up to figma.com you will be having a screen. You have to click on the button design file. Don't okay. First you have to sign up to figma.com. If you have already made your account in figma.com, then type yes in the chat box if you have already made your account in figma.com, right? Let me see who has already made their accounts in figma.com. Roha is saying yes. Shawez is saying yes. Figma.com. Make your account in Figma.com. Sign up in Figma.com. Okay, three people are saying yes. Now, after you sign up in Figma.com, you will be having a screen. You have to click on the button design file. Okay, we'll be having this blue color button. If you can see my pointer, my mouse pointer, if you can see, there is a blue button, right? You have to click on design file so that your new design, so that your new um, design file will be open. Are you guys done with clicking on design file, yes or no? So after you sign up and and click on design file, you have to, now let's start with the basic tool 2, which is also one of the most important tools, right? So the basic tool 2 says that give the title of your choice, like I am giving it as first project, right? You will be having that untitled project drafts and all. You have to name it for your first project. You can name it anything, your name, your age, your standard, you can name it anything, but for a better uh, reminder, you can write here first project. Open figma.com, make your account in figma.com, click on design file and give the title to my first project. Now we'll jump to the level basic tool 3 actually. Now we'll learn the frames in Figma. Click on the icon which is selected. Now you have to click on this icon, like two vertical line and two horizontal lines. You have to click on that. Are you guys done with clicking on that? And select frames, right? And also the shortcut key to select frames is F, right? F is the shortcut key to select frames. So after clicking to frames, we have the basic tool 4, which is when you click on frame, in the right side you will be getting this section to choose which frame you want, right? We will choose the desktop button for now, correct? When you'll click on desktop button, you will be having a plain white box. Did you get a plain white box, yes or no? Are you guys done with the basic tool 4? Did you get the white box? Hopefully everybody got a white box if you click on desktop, right? Now the basic tool 5 we'll be talking about is, now you will be introduced with the shapes in Figma. We have the basic shapes like rectangle, line, arrow, circle, polygon, star, and a lot of them. Right, you can place an image or video also, but let me tell you guys that the shortcut key to select a rectangle is R. The shortcut key to select a line is L. The shortcut key to select an arrow is Shift plus L. The shortcut key to select a circle is O. Correct? Okay. So you have to remember all of these. Any questions can be asked in the quiz round. So I want everybody to listen carefully and understand what I'm saying. Right? Now the basic tool 6. Okay. We'll be talking about the basic tool 6. So now you'll be introduced about text in Figma. Right? So you have to click the button. You have to press the button T, and then you will be having a text box with you, and you can write anything in it. Let me show you guys. First we'll click on design file, right? And then we'll give a title to my very first project, right? We can give it like anything we want. Any name could be given. Correct? We are done with giving the title. Now we'll click here and we'll select frames, and to click and to select the frame, the shortcut key to select the frame is F, and we'll be having this uh, all the frames button like MacBook Air, desktop, wireframe, TV. But for now we'll choose desktop, and we are having a small or a big desktop with us. We can zoom in or zoom out. Right, we have this desktop. Now let's go with the shapes. We have rectangle, we have line, we have arrow, we have circle, we have polygon, we have star. So let's select a rectangle by clicking R here. We have a rectangle by 100 by 100 width and height. Basically this is the width of the rectangle, and this is the height of the rectangle, and this is the color, right? Okay, so firstly let's go with the text. I have this text box with me. I'm gonna write my name. Okay, I'm gonna select it, and I am going to increase the size. First I have selected this text, and here is the option to increase the text size. I've increased it to 40. We can increase it to 96 also. And also, let me tell you guys that the default font family of the Figma file text is Inter. Right here we have Inter with us, which is the default font family, or we can say font style. We can change it to anything like Iceland Moments. We can change it to Irish Grover. We can change it to Item. We can change it to like anything we want. We can change it, but the default font family, the default means the like if we open our Figma file and type text, then the default will be Enter, right? There is no Arial font family. We have this, right? And now to bold the text, we'll click here, and this will be bold. To make the text light italic, we can click here. We have all the options with us, right? We have this middle, left, and right. Okay, and also let me tell you guys that the default width and height of a desktop is 1440 as width and 1024 as height. You have to remember, any questions can be asked in the quiz session. So the default width of the desktop is 1440 and the default height is 1024. Correct? Are you guys cleared with it? Yes or no? Now the basic tool 7 we'll be talking about is the width and height in Figma. Basically the width is 1440 of the desktop I'm talking, and the height is 1024, which I'm talking that this is the default width and height. You have to remember this so that you can be asked in the quiz session, right? The basic tool 8 we'll be talking about is the top and bottom in Figma, right? Basically the X and the Y. You have, I think you have learned the X axis and the Y axis in your school, right? So just tell me, what is X axis? Is it horizontal or is it vertical? How to change default? Okay, so basically if you want to change default, then you have to go to the width option, W option, and type your number, whatever number you want, right? It's super easy. And just tell me, what is x-axis? Is it horizontal or is it vertical? What is x-axis? Is it horizontal or vertical? Tell me. Okay, Shawways is saying that it is horizontal. Are you sure about that? Anybody else? Is x-axis is a horizontal or a vertical? Tell me fast. Okay. Now, most answers are horizontal. Of course, it is horizontal. And the y-axis is vertical. Okay. Let me type x is horizontal. Okay. Praveen has written correctly. Very nice. Everybody well and good. If you want to just go to your Figma file and check your X and Y and type anything in that X and Y, and you will notice the changes you got, right? I'm giving you 2 minutes. Just go and check in your Figma file with the X and Y. Okay. Now the basic tool 9 would be the rotation and corner radius. Okay, ignore this X and Y. This is the before one. Okay, let me show you guys what is rotation and what is corner radius in Figma. Now we'll be discussing about the corner radius and the rotation part. So I'm gonna select a rectangle. I'm gonna make a rectangle, right? And here is the rotation. I'm gonna select 50 degree for rotation, and now and see this is rotated, and I'm gonna select 30 for corner radius. The corners will be curved, right? If I'm gonna select 100, then the corners will be totally curved, right? This is the difference between the rotation and the corner radius. We have the screen with us. We are completely done with our basic tool 9. Now the basic tool 10, which is a fun part, which is to fill color in background. Basically, the rectangle that we created for the rotation and for the corner radius, we have to fill the color. I want everybody to type your favorite color in the chat box fast. I want everybody to type their favorite colors in the chat box. Okay, Alam is saying blue. So Alam, you have to go to the Figma file and select the rectangle that you created and click on the fill option and select the blue color, right? Okay. Roha is saying orange, Shawes is saying red, Praveen is saying blue. So everybody select the fill option by selecting the rectangle and choose your favorite color and see the color will be filled. Okay. If you are done with it, type done in the chat box. Okay, Alam is done. Very nice. Now we'll be starting with our basic tool 11. Roha is done. Well and good. Now basic tool 11 says that how strokes works in Figma. I have to show this to you guys, right? I'm gonna share my screen to you all. This is the rectangle and I am going to select yellow color. Let's say, see, this is the yellow color we got, and the strokes that I was talking about, let me show you. The shortcut key of selecting a line is L, so I'm gonna write L and my line will be selected. I'm creating a line and I will be, this is the stroke, see, this is the stroke button and this is the default which is selected one. I'm gonna do it for, let's say, 10, right? And the stroke will be thicker and thicker, right? See, we got the stroke very thick from before, correct? Now it's time to learn the basic tool 12 in Figma, which is the drop shadow in Figma. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show my Figma file to you all, which is drop shadow. Basically, the rectangle that we made just now, select that rectangle, right? I've selected my rectangle with you all. Okay, select that rectangle and go to the effects option, and here we can see the drop shadow button, and we are gonna click on this sun icon, which is effect settings. This is a drop shadow. What we can do is 50 for x axis that we learned just now, top and bottom, 50 for y axis, and blur for 100, and the color we can choose is red, correct? Let's go with 50, right? Okay, we have the drop shadow with us, which looks like a 3D rectangle that we made just now. Are you cleared with drop shadow, everyone? We have one more thing, which is layer blur, right? This is the layer blur option, which which is like totally blur, right? We have the inner shadow as well. See, if we just select the inner shadow, it comes like a inner shadow. Okay.